Hello and welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. If you've ever found yourself needing to write something down before you forget it, then you know the value of a good note-taking app. Growing up, I used to use sticky notes, but only if I had one nearby. Luckily, in the digital age, I can create virtual sticky notes anytime I have access to a device like a phone, tablet, or computer, which is almost always. Let's go over how to use one of my favorite note-taking apps, Evernote. After creating an account, it will immediately prompt you to start taking notes. Just click the big green New button and select Note. Upon first glance, it looks just like your regular word processor, right? Essentially it is, except it focuses on being able to jot down notes quickly. You can choose your font size, and font color. You can create a title now or later, or you can just start typing and you can change how it looks at a later time. At any point, you can create a new note by doing the same thing as before, clicking New Note. They have some handy templates to choose from, like a to-do list, so be sure to go through those as they may already have exactly what you're needing and it may make it look a little more organized. As you type, it will sync automatically, so you don't have to worry about saving manually periodically. Let's briefly go over what the editor can do. I'll go ahead and give this a title, and I'll fill in a few lines here. As I previously mentioned, you can change the text size, the font, and font color. You can also highlight, make lists with bullets or numbers or checkboxes. If you only need some of your lines to have a checkbox, you can only select the ones that you need without having to do everything. When you need to check it off, click inside the box and it will mark it off and put a strike through that line. A quick and easy way to get rid of all formatting is to remove this Remove Formatting button. I'll select everything and take away everything that I've done. If you click on the three dots in the top right corner, you'll get a menu of some handy features like sharing and moving notes, searching within the notes, and selecting Move to Trash to delete the notes. In case you deleted something accidentally, there's a trash menu item on the left. Select your note, click the three-dot menu, and choose Restore. Then when you click on your notes, it will be there again. If you need to make a list of tasks instead of taking notes, click New, Task. You can add things like a due date and a reminder as well. Unless you specify where this task should be, all new tasks will be added to the default note called Things to Do, which you can rename. Tasks are essentially the same thing as notes with a checkbox, but this helps you to find them easily. You'll see that there is a purple icon to note that it is a task, and it will tell you how many that you have completed. If you need to make another task note, create a new task, and you can choose where it's going to go. Click Create. No matter where you put this task, you can move it to any note that you'd like. Click the three dots in the task and choose Move and choose where it needs to go. It can go into another task-specific note or one of your regular notes that you created. You can create groups for each type of note you have, like for specific projects or separating personal and work notes. On the sidebar, click Notebooks. By default, your only notebook is called First Notebook. I just created another one manually called Second Notebook, but as you can see, there are no notes inside of it yet. Click the arrow next to First Notebook, and the easiest way to move a note from one to the other is to click to grab it and move it down into the other notebook that you want. If you happen to be working inside of a note and want to move it from here, click the More Actions menu and then Move. If you want to separate notes but don't necessarily need to create a new note, you can add a divider within a note. Click where you would like to add one, click the Insert menu, and then Divider. Another good tool for organizing your notes is to use tags. Tags can allow you to quickly find notes containing the keyword of your choice. In this example, I'll add the word work to this note so I can easily find everything work-related later. Click Add Tag, type your word, and hit Enter. You can even add multiple tags if you'd like. On the sidebar, click Tags to see a list of all the tags you've created. You can then click on one to show you all the notes that contain that tag. You can also search for tags using the search bar at the top of the sidebar. Any type of file can be attached to a note as long as the total size of the note with the attachments included does not exceed the note size limit of your account. For the free plan, that's 25 megabytes. To add an attachment, you can drag and drop a file or click the blue Insert button and choose Attachment. By default, it will show you a preview of the file, or in this example, the first page of a PDF. To change this, click on the gray bar at the top of the attachment, click the three dots, and change the View As from Single Page to either Attachment, which would be the file name only, or All Pages, which will show all the pages within that document. The menu also has the ability to rename it. As well as to edit and annotate. If there are certain notes that you need access to as quickly as possible, you can add them to the shortcut list. The easiest way to do this is to drag that specific note over to the Shortcuts menu item on the sidebar. To remove it from the shortcut list, click the X. You can also use the More Actions menu to do the same thing. If you have something to jot down that's easier done with a picture than based on text, you can add a sketch. Click the Insert menu, and then Sketch. You'll be presented with a new page for you to create your doodle, sketch, or drawings from scratch. You have the option to change the background pattern, the background color, and there's a neat tool called Snap to Shape, which will let you make your circles, triangles, and squares look neat. Or ovals. You can change the size and color of the pen and highlighter. The eraser just has one size. Or you can click the trash can to get rid of everything. The knife tool will let you select an area to cut out, and you can click to move it around. However, once you click away from it, it is no longer active and you'll have to redraw that area to move it around again. You can also use the undo button as many times as necessary in case you make any mistakes. When you're finished, click Done. And you'll see it inserted into your note. If you spend a lot of time in this app, one thing you'll notice is that it's a very bright background. Luckily, they have an option to turn on dark mode. Click your username in the top left portion of the sidebar. Preferences, and choose dark mode. This should make it a lot easier to read in darker environments, and it's easier on the eyes. And it's just as easy to change it back if needed. Also in preferences, you have the choice to show note counts, which can come in handy. And by default, show recent notes and show shortcuts are turned on, but if you don't want these features, feel free to turn them off. If you click on the home button in your sidebar, you'll see that there's an option to clip web content. This will tell you all about the web clipper, which at the bottom will give you the link to download it. Web Clipper is a handy tool to save web pages, articles, or PDFs to your Evernote account. If you stumble upon something you like on the web, instead of having to go back and forth between that web page and the Evernote app, you can just capture a portion or the entire web page. To get started, you'll need to download the Evernote Web Clipper extension for your browser. It will then show you a page for a quick start guide. To make sure the Web Clipper extension is always on display, click the puzzle piece in the top right corner and click the pin so that it always stays available. When you find something from the web that you'd like to keep, click the Web Clipper extension, and you can choose full page, article, simplified, which will make it in a much neater format, make it just a bookmark, or a screenshot where you get to pick and choose the portion of the page you want. Then click Save. This is another handy tool that separates Evernote from other note-taking apps. I'm using Evernote through a web browser currently, but they also offer it as a standalone app on the Mac App Store for both desktop and mobile, Microsoft Store for PC, and Google Play Store for Android. Evernote does offer 3 tiers. Free is of course the most basic, but does pretty much everything I need it to do. In the event you need more, such as syncing unlimited devices or a bigger upload size, you can get the personal tier for about $8 a month. If you currently don't use a note-taking app, I would encourage you to try out Evernote. Hopefully this tutorial will give you a great head start on how to take advantage of this free app. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on our other great content. We have something new every week. And check us out on your favorite social media app. Thanks for watching.